Board of order, and I would like to have I can confirm that the posted meeting agenda is as stands, except for adding one time extension request at the very end. And we have received the February 4th and the February 18th minutes. Could I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. I don't have any correspondence or announcements. I don't know if... Oh, yes. That's right. Our zoning review committee had our first meeting today, and we have a long list of things we're going to be looking into, corrections, definitions, a number of issues that have come up over the year, and we're going to be working on those with Jen's help. So we're moving right along with those. That should be good.
Did you accept the meeting notes?
Oh, yes, but I have a motion to accept our meeting notes.
Sure, why not?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. All right then. Why don't we do the Boylan time extension?
Yeah, do we know why?
I don't know why,
Do we know why?
but he hasn't pulled the
They've
building
already,
permit.
They did not submit the plans or something. Yeah.
And so there's no building permit, so they're going to need a 6-month extension.
There's no building permit?
To my knowledge.
Well, then
There is a building
I
permit?
think they missed the sign, not having the signed plans and they
Oh, okay, well, could I hear a motion to approve an extension, a 6-month time extension on the expiration of the Boylan site plan approval, special use permit approval that we did for the addition to the house there on River Road.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? I hope not.
Would you put it that way?
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Very good, thank you. Is that clock working?
Yeah.
It's not time.
What time you got?
32. I got 34.
We're going with his watch tonight.
I got 32.
I got 31.
32.
My watch is
Should we set timing?
Time is relative. I wish we had like a short cartoon or something, you know, something like that.
recipes, everybody.
Let's talk about dinner while we're sitting here.
I got my first gallon of maple syrup.
Really?
The motion.
Excellent.
Stage.
Now with this weird weather, how is it for maple syrup? How is it?
It took a weekend hike, and that was like early last week, and then since then, nothing. Now I got another 20 gallons of sack to go.
Okay. So it's really up and down with these
Yeah.
temperatures. Yeah.
Crazy. When it doesn't go above freezing, it doesn't go at all.
Yeah. So the next few days will be kind of dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what sort of the season turns out. It's been strange weather.
It's always been different.
You told 1 minute.
All right.
What did you say, Mark?
There's nobody here.
Sports, we haven't talked about sports yet.
All right.
There's nobody here.
We're gonna-
Laura's the only one here to paint rose, right?
Yes, I know.
Is there anything to say about training?
Yeah, what do we got for training coming up?
We had talked about doing some training sessions.
I must admit, since our short-term rental one, we've been addressing other issues we haven't. So what I'd like to do is suggestions would be most welcome about what y'all feel would be something we'd like to learn more about, something that would help us in doing our job.
I would very much like to have John help us with the session on the authority and limits of authority of the planning board.
Okay.
That'd be great. I've been asking for that for a long time.
And perhaps we could meld that in with the new seeker regulations, the changes, so that we're aware of what those are, because they do affect some of the things we're doing when they change them. I'm going to talk to John tomorrow, and just so you all know, John hurt his back, herniated disc, and he's been going through a lot of trying to get back on his feet. So he's been a little out of order, but he's back at work, and I will be talking to him tomorrow. So I think that's a good idea, and I will definitely bring that up to him. All righty. Our first public hearing this evening is Primrose Properties LLC of 40 Morton Road, site plan special use permit and wetlands for landscaping improvements, terrace with reflecting pool.
Good evening, Mark. Excuse me, Mark Marinsky, representing Primrose Properties LLC. This property is located on the west side of Morton Road. In fact, address is 40 Morton Road. Parcel size is 16.29 acres. Access is to Morton Road. This is an existing residence with some proposed improvements. The residence and the improvements are proposed on the western portion of the property. The improvements proposed require application for site plan, special permit, and I applied for a wetlands disturbance permit for a pond expansion, repair and expansion. So this proposal in just there's also internal renovations taking place in the existing residence, but the new owners actually have some proposals for outside of the residence. They all take place on the west side of the residence. So the proposals are as follows: a labyrinth with a gravel walkway, which is up here, regrading for mow paths and additional landscaping through here, some landscaping. This is, for the members of the planning board and CAB who were out for the site visit, this was on the original construction. This was never final graded. There was some rock excavation and just pushed off to the side. So this just includes some recontouring and stabilization of this area through here. An outdoor terrace and reflecting pool. Here's the terrace here. There's an existing terrace now. This will be slightly enlarged, and then a reflecting pool is proposed. Bluestone risers and grass treads. So it's kind of a steep slope going down through here. So there'll be a set of grass steps going down to this area through here. Dry riverbed and wood footbridge, so this area through here. So here's an existing pond through here. There's an outlet structure which controls the outflow from the pond. The pond is man-made. It's lined, and it has a supplemental water source. There's a well right here. It actually pumps into a culvert and enters into the pond through here. So there's a dry stone riverbed through there. Terrace expansion, fire pit, and dining terrace on the pool. So there's a terrace expansion here, fire pit, and then just an area here for dining near the pool. This is all existing. The pool house are existing. There's an existing terrace patio here, and then it's completely fenced. There's a fence through here that's shown, and then also this right through here is a stone retaining wall.
I'm sorry, what was that? The last part?
Stone retaining wall right through here. And then, finally just some additional landscaping that will occur on the property. Once again, all basic landscape improvements that are proposed for the project. I will note that my original application to the planning board, I just noticed this evening before I came here, I made a change. I just added some erosion and sediment control, some silt fencing through here, and notation with regard to excavation of the pond, just that material coming out to be on-site and stabilized during construction. So I just note those two minor changes to the site plan that board members have had an opportunity to look at.
Questions for Mark?
Two questions. You said that, first of all, that the distance between that terrace and the pond, vertical distance, is approximately
6 to 8 feet.
6 to 8 feet. Okay.
Which terrace? This one?
Yeah.
Oh, no. These are 2-footers.
2 foot, okay, so
Yeah, it's
that's,
quite a drop.
so it looks like, what, are we close to, what percent grade, 30% grade?
Yeah, that's graded out 3-on-1.
Okay, and you said that's going to be stabilized, what's going to be used to stabilize it?
It's going to be, topsoil and then vegetated with some ground covers and, plantings.
Okay, but that's not a lawn there or anything?
No, no.
Too steep for
Too steep.
Also, you said that that well feeds the pond, is that essentially then an artesian well for the pond?
No, it was drilled
Or
well.
it has to be pumped?
Yeah, it's pumped. There's a
Okay.
pump. So it's drilled well. This is for the pond. This well here is potable water for the residents.
Okay, and you had said that the liner, last time you were here, you said the liner was leaking, is that going to be replaced or?
Yes, it's going to be replaced.
Okay. And what is entailed in that? I mean, you have to pull that whole thing out of there and
Yes, you do.
dispose of it and put a new one in?
That's correct.
And is it because that one's leaking, or you said something about it was, water was boiling up underneath it?
It's actually both. So there's somehow the liner is compromised.
And what's to prevent the water from coming up underneath the door?
So when these liners are constructed, there's a relief valve that's welded into the bottom of the liner. So so if there's
Allows
any
water to flow up
it
through.
allows
and
water
then
to flow.
again.
Well, so ideally when properly functioning, allows water to flow up, but not out. Shuts off.
A dial,
What's that?
never mind, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Any other questions from members of the planning board? Okay, who did our site visit?
Kathy and I did decide this.
And your report?
It is a beautiful parcel. The proposed changes really are very small in terms of the overall landscape. The extension of the pond is not a huge extension. When you're standing at the part of the house facing the river, you can't see down that slope. You can see that it's just been overtaken with a lot of crappy little everything.
It's all weeds.
It's all weeds. So grading it, properly grading that and planting it is going to be certainly more attractive from the pool area looking back. You won't observe it from the house because of the slope there. I didn't see anything in this submission that was of any important significance. I think it's just landscape enhancements for the property owners. I think
Nothing is visible from the river. Could we turn that? None of this.
Could you speak closer to the microphone, please?
I'm so sorry, I was the one that complained too. I didn't, it looked as though, and Mark confirmed it, that there's nothing going to be visible. None of these changes will be visible from the river in any way, so.
And I know that you provided some information to the neighbor who had some questions just about the pond and the outfall from the pond, right?
So the owner to the south is Pierce Smith. Pierce contacted me. I met with him, provided him all the submission documents, spoke to him a few times, and he was just, concerned, so here's the outlet structure, and then you can see from the topography right there, that's the outlet height for the structure, and then the outflow heads to the south, and it goes through Pierce Smith's property. And I assured him that the improvements proposed will not alter the drainage patterns that currently exist. And
So he's not here
he
to contact
was
us, so we'll assume he's
satisfied.
satisfied.
Yes.
That's the other thing. I don't think any of these changes are visible from either the neighbor to the north or the neighbor to the south. And when you're standing there, you really can't see those properties, you can't see the residences, so acting on the premise, if I can't see them, they can't see me, I don't see the impact. See any.
We also heard from the CAB, they found no problems either from an environmental standpoint or in conflict with our LWRP, so they were pleased, I think, with the way this is being handled, and this is going. Any comments or questions from the public? Not hearing any. Could I hear a motion to close the public hearing? Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. I have a resolution. The town of Brandon, the town of Rhinebeck Planning Board will act as follows on the application by Pink Rose Properties for site plan approval, special use permit, and wetland permit at 40 Morton Road in the HB County Historic Zoning District, local revitalization area, Hudson River National Historic Landmark District.
Can I interrupt you?
Yes, you
Just
may.
briefly, Jim's note was that we asked to be provided with lighting and design specs. And they were provided, I just wanted to confirm.
Okay, that wasn't easy, that's good. Okay, I will reaffirm the proposed action as type 2 under seeker, which coordinate environmental quality review if concluded, based upon review of submitted information, including reports from planning board members and the CAB members on the site district project property, and its proposed work consistent with the objectives stated in chapter 125 and chapter 120. With regards to the policies and towns, LWRP finds the proposed actions as particularly matter described in the above referenced submissions are consistent with those policies. With respect to the wetlands permit, finds the proposed work and intended use to be consistent with the requirements for wetland permits set forth in Town Code Chapter 120, Section 125, 126. And we grant the requested wetlands permit, conditional upon receipt of a special use permit and site plan approved by the planning board. With respect to the application for special use permit, finds the proposed work and intended use consistent with the general standards of special use permits set forth in Chapter 125, 125-67, and we grant the requested special use permit conditional upon receipt of site plan approval. With respect to site plan approval, we find the proposed work and intended use to be consistent with Town Code Chapter 125, Section 125-72, and we approve the application inclusive of site plan prepared by Mark Arkoninski, PE, LSPC, dated January 14, 2019, and we authorize the planning board chair to stamp and sign the above cited site plan upon the applicant's satisfaction of the below conditions and non-compliance within 6 calendar months of the adoption of this resolution. Submission of the above cited site plan in the form and number specified within Town Code Chapter 125, 12578B, and payment of any outstanding fees and/or reimbursable amounts due to the town of Rhinebeck relating to review and processing of the applications subject to this resolution. Could I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Mr. Kaminsky.
Yeah, just note that I put today's revision date for adding the emergency settlement.
Thank you. Okay, I will poll the board. Eric?
Aye.
Edna?
Aye.
Sharon? Melody? Woody?
Aye.
Kathy?
Aye.
And I also vote aye.
Thank you.
Let's see if I can get my glasses. Oh, that's better. So we're good. All righty. I think we're in time for a second public hearing. Okay, this is Jennifer Leff and Jill Hill, 64 Upper Hook Road, site plan addition to existing home and historic property.
There you go. All right. Still getting over it on bringing up my, I don't know what to refer to these things, sales, enormous.
You feel lost
This is
without
great,
it?
huh?
You feel lost without it?
A little bit.
Just remember, I got big feet, and I pulled the plug out, and that's what happened.
Okay.
Be prepared.
I'm ready.
But don't take it personally.
Okay. So just to introduce the project, again, I'm Jordan Valdinas, Energy Design, Architecture and Engineering. It is a proposed single-story, 684 square foot addition to an existing three-bedroom house, two-story, with no change in the number of bedrooms. It's, as you'll see, to the back of the home, not visible from any buildings. The addition is to contain a full bath, a laundry room, and a 3-season room. And there's a pre-existing non-conforming front yard setback that's not affected by this, of 69 feet 8 inches, and it's about 90 feet 9 inches to the closest point of the addition. Built approximately 1885, the, of course, existing house, and that's pretty much the summary.
And who did the site visit for this one? Yes.
We did the site visit, and the house is very small. It's an old house. It's part of the Astor estate. The addition's in the back. you won't be able to see it from the road. The house sits up, so nobody's going to really be able to see it. It seemed like it would be a good added addition, and I have no problem with it.
What's the lot size?
Sorry.
Approximately.
Yeah, well,
6.5 acres.
there you go, thank you.
6.5 acres.
6.5?
Anything further, Kat?
Only that I agree with Sharon, and this is what it would look like from the front of the house. I'm standing here looking at the road, and I can see the very top of cars going by. So the road is recessed a bit, this will not be visible. No issues.
And I know that we received a comment from the CABWAC finding no environmental or LWRP issues. Any other questions from the planning board members?
One comment regarding
Yes,
the
sir.
lighting. We did get provided a copy of the lighting. I put the spec in the memo for you. There are some pretty strict requirements for lighting in the town code, but it is at the planning board's discretion to approve what they think is acceptable. I don't see any issues with it from a planning perspective. Just wanted to raise that so you're aware. Otherwise, all the comments I have were addressed.
Thank you. Any comments from the public? Could I hear a motion to,
Quick question, where are the lights going to be located?
They were by the back door, the entranceway, and the
So just simple wall mounted?
There is,
Yeah,
there
it's
is,
just sconces on the side.
motion to close the public hearing? Second? All in favor? Alrighty. The Town of Rhinebeck Planning Board hereby acts as follows on the application by David Gillette and J. Hill for site plan approval under Town Code Chapter 125 at 64 Upper Hook Road within the RT10 zoning district. All as previously described in the application of the site plan prepared by Synergy Design dated January 17, 2019. Reaffirms the proposed action is type 2 under seeker. Based upon review of submitted information, including both from planning board members and CAB members on the site visit to the project property, finds that the proposed work is consistent with the objectives stated in Chapter 125. With regards to the policies of the town's LWRP, finds the proposed actions as depicted and described in the above referenced submissions are consistent with those policies. Time respect to the application for site plan approval, finds the proposed work and intended use be consistent with Town Code Chapter 125, and approves the application inclusive of the site plan prepared by Synergy Design dated January 17, 2019, and authorize the planning board chair to stamp and sign the above cited site plan upon application satisfaction to below conditions within 6 calendar months of the adoption of this resolution. Submission of the above site plan in the form and numbers specified within the Town Code Chapter 125, Section 12578B, and payment of any outstanding fees and reimbursable amounts due to the Town of Rhinebeck in review and processing of this application. Could I hear a motion to approve? Second. I will pull the board with my glasses on. Kathy?
Aye.
Woody? Eric?
Aye.
Edna? Sharon?
Aye.
Melanie? And I vote aye. You're all set.
Thank you very much.
If you wish a 15-minute break, Mr. Kalinsky? Okay, our final public meeting tonight is on Rock Ledge at 480 Catholic Road. Mark, I hope that you have any further announcements tonight.
Yes, as a representative for Rockledge, we'd like to adjourn the public hearing until April 15th. We'll make a resubmission of materials April 1st.
And I wish to note that Edna has joined the cheap seats back there and recused herself on this application. Thank you. The public hearing is open. If anyone wants to make comments, we have received no new information, no nothing, and we will be continuing this public hearing, at which time I do believe there will be a rather detailed presentation by the applicant and the applicant's consultants on exactly what they're proposing, what the changes are, the direction that they're going in.
That's correct.
And we did get an updated traffic study, yes, thank you. Basically based upon it being a full-time residential community rather than a weekend or recreational community.
That
We
is
haven't
correct.
seen that.
That's correct.
Very good. So does anyone in the public have anything they'd like to say tonight? Yes. Please step up to the microphone.
Edna Lockman, at 20 Hagerty Hill Road. I just have one question. When new materials come in, will there be a more realistic estimate of water usage that will include irrigation?
That information's already been provided.
There was some discussion, as I remember, at the last meeting about how the numbers truly were not realistic. They didn't take into consideration irrigation.
Actually, they did, so the numbers did include irrigation. It was based upon information that was developed by the landscape architect on the project. Irrigation was estimated, I don't have the exact number in front of me, but around 4,000 gallons a day for irrigation. That was added, it was between 3,000 and 4,000, and that was added to the anticipated demand, water demand for the project.
As I recall,
You should go up.
Karen Kewell, Hackert Road. As I recall, the way we left it was that Mark, would provide more detail from the landscape architect because he didn't, or he or she did not provide you with how they arrived at that estimate, and we felt it was inadequate.
Right, and so they actually, fine, I'll do that. That'll be included.
Thank you. Any more comments this evening? Would I hear a motion to continue this public hearing until April 15th at
Say 6:45, or
6:35? 6:45.
We want to slide in some shorter ones
Yeah, like, do we
earlier.
have any procedures or anything?
Actually, no, we wouldn't have it.
Then you should make it
Otherwise,
6:35.
yeah, late than 15 minutes, yeah.
No, let's do 6:35.
Yeah, because any new ones.
Okay. There are motion to second, all in favor? Very good. We'll see you at 6:35 on the first.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be here, we'll have the April Fools. All right, Woody, we're going for personal best here, Woody.
Motion we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good, we stand adjourned at 6.
44.
7:56.
I think so, 6:56.
6:56?